the AAUW is sponsoring this. How about telling us something about your almost 50 years in Yates County?
Right. Yes, right.
Almost 50 years
Almost.
of membership in Yates County branch of the American Association of University Women, and some of the offices.
Well, the way I joined AAUW was Louise Kipp was a wonderful person, and she was a teacher here in the middle school for, they called then, I think home economics might be one of the, I'd forgotten what her title was, but before that she was a chemist and worked as a dietitian. And then she decided to come back home here, which was her home, live with her sister who was a teacher, and so they had that little house on Court Street. And so she had found out that I was president of Adult Education Council. She was pretty cagey. And then she wanted this community ambassador program to get started. So she knew that to get the community ambassador started, you had to go through the adult education. So she asked me if I would come to AAUW. So I went, I think it was 1952. So I went to, and then she sprung this thing on me on the community ambassador. So as a result, I chaired the community ambassador project, and that was a very rewarding project. We sent the first person who was a teacher in the summertime, and had to raise funds and so forth, and we worked with several groups in the community to raise the money to send her. And then out of that grew several exchanges with people from Russia and all different countries all over the world, and they would come here and then we would send some there. So that went on for quite a few years, and I don't know, probably like a lot of the things, it sort of goes its own way, that it reaches an end and then nobody really wants to keep the ball going. So that was kind of everybody does the different offices, like program chairman and vice president and secretary, and I was president and
treasurer forever.
And treasurer forever, yes, I was treasurer forever. And I think that was one of the things that I really liked, is I loved working with figures. So that was a really, I liked that job. And I was disturbed because, like a lot of organizations, people do not pay too much attention to a correct balance sheet and so forth, and so I kind of got the balance sheet so that it really is correct, instead of just, I remember we had one woman, God bless her, Pauline Calmy, who used to come, and she had an envelope, and it was scratched on the back of her envelope, and she'd say, I think we have about $89.12, and she'd read this from this little envelope, and we all would have hysterics. It was funny. So anyway, we really needed that. And then another thing that we really liked is we used to have what we call book lovers' teas, and we had them at the Oliver House, and we had our own little cabinet there with our china and everything in that, and then we would have it once a month, and we would ask people to come and give a review of a book. Usually they were, not always, but a lot of them were professors from the college, except like I always gave a book review, but not, everybody did that. And people would come, and we would have our silver service on the table and our china, and we would have tea and fancy cookies usually. And then the reviewer would give the review, and then we would have questions. And that went on for quite a few years. And Louise Kipp was another one in that. She was the one that really got me involved in that. And then after the book lovers' teas, it got so that people were too busy to go to those. And so that sort of went its way. And so then, we decided that we should have something to do with books. And so then we started that book club, which is still going in AAUW, and I gave the first book review, and that was a long time ago. And there were 7 of us that started, and some names that some people would remember were Rosalie Rose was one of them, and Ursula Daniels, and Mabel Harkness. And so that was out of that, I thought that there should be something linked with the community, with the books. And so I went to Eunice Spader, who was then the librarian of the Penn Yan Public Library. And I said to her, what do you think if we try a book sandwiched in like they do in Rochester for lunchtime? And she said, oh, I think that's a great idea. So we got together and went through and decided what, she would pick out the books that she thought we should review. And then I would get the people to do the review. And we did that for quite a long time. And then Eunice became sick. And then somehow, I don't know exactly what happened with that, but it just sort of died out. But now I know that they are doing, not at every month, but they are doing some of that. But that was a good, I think that was a real good program, and I think it sort of tied the community, and also got AAUW's mentioned maybe a little bit, because I think that when you said AAUW, people really didn't know what you were talking about. But I think they do now.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think much more.
Mm-hmm.
You have received just a myriad of awards, richly deserved. Do you want to, would you pick out any, I know some of them bear the Stork name.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of the awards mean more to you personally than some of the others?
Well, I think in my younger days, it meant more that I had when I got the Gold Award from the United Way and so forth. But I think now probably the Keuka College Community Service Award that Donna and I received in 1991 probably means the most right at this time of our lives. And the fact that we won it together, which is really very important because we do a lot of work together. We won that together, and then the Keuka College named the award after us, and so that's really special. And I think that probably, I guess a lot of the awards are, well, the one, now I had the Rotary Service Award for the year, and I guess it was 1996. And I got that was very much of a surprise. And they do that, they invite you to come, and of course it's a ladies' night, and you come with your husband, and then they announced it, and it just is sort of breathtaking, I guess. You know, so that one. And then this doctorate that Don and I just received was sort of overwhelming, I think. And so I guess that's about, and I did get a Kiwanis, they called it Man of the Year award one year, and I can't remember what year that was. So I guess those are probably the things that